Strand today. What I'd like you to envision is that there is a center part all the way down the mannequin, and you're going to take the hair from the hairline and you're going to take angled sections up to that center part on both sides. Okay, so the first thing you're going to start with is a triangular section. You're going to take your fingers back, make it like a triangular section, and you're going to split it in two. And with the two strand, these two sections never ever crisscross. They always stay straight out, okay? So what you might want to do before you even start this braid is just practice on holding the hair, okay? Especially if you know how to already cornrow. Your hands are usually up top, some people, the way they cornrow. So you got to force yourself to put your hands down here and just kind of practice just switching hands, okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to take that angled section, and what I would suggest for you guys to do is don't worry about how nice it looks at first, because it might not look nice, but work on just getting the technique down. So this strand is going to go all the way over to this other side, okay? Still only have two strands, okay? So now I'm going to separate. I'm going to take my section here. I'm going to angle this section so I got a nice angled section. Take all that hair all the way up to the middle section. Where's this strand going to go? To the other side. And you can kind of neaten it up. But like I said, don't worry so much about how neat it is at first. Let's just worry about the technique. The other thing is, when you go to take sections, when you get this down, the smaller the section, the prettier the braid. Okay, so where does this section now go? The other side. You can clean it up a little bit with your fingers. Try to keep, I'm going to tell you to choke your fingers up. What that means are your hands. What that means is I don't want your hands all the way down the strand. I want you to choke up, tighten this braid up, tighten it up, and get your fingers closer to where the braid is, okay? I'm going to tell you this, with a two strand, it will not get very tight. It will be kind of puffy, especially on the sides. Some of you guys have layered mannequins. It's going to be a little bit more difficult when you have layered mannequins too, okay? So as I start moving down the head, I should pick her head up a little bit, or else the braid might not come out that nice. So this side goes over to the other side. See how I'm choking it up and I'm tightening it up? I got to make sure I get all the way over to her hairline. Take my angled section. If I'm taking from this side, I know I got to add to the other side. Take this section. The thing that's really cool about this braid I love is when you get down to the very bottom and you've added all your sections in. So I'm going to go back down here. So don't spend too much time on trying to brush these sections and stuff out. I mean, I'm getting stuck in here, and I know the hair's been combed out, but as you work through and you keep going, it'll get easier. How many times do you think I'm going to have you try to do this? 3. At least, yeah. You'll only get better. Okay? Now, when you get down to the bottom, make sure you push her head forward. Okay? You're going to take this section and her nape, and you want it to be kind of tight. Do you see how the sides are puffing out a little bit? They will, and some of you guys that have the layered mannequins, they're probably even going to puff out more. So we're going to add this last section. Now this is what's really neat. When you do the bottom, and I don't know if you guys can see, you might want to get a teeny bit closer. You get down at the bottom, you have two sections that you end with. You're going to take a little piece from one side, you're going to put it over to the other side. Little piece from one side, put it over the other side. Little piece from one side, put it over. You're just going to keep doing that. The smaller the piece you go to pull over, the better the design looks. And that's the biggest thing I want you guys to work on. One, today, I just want you to work on technique. As the day goes on, I might ask you to take even smaller sections. The smaller section's going to make the braid look prettier. See what I got? And then we put a little rubber band on. How's it look? Puffy? Looks a little puffy? Supposed to stay puffy. She's going to stay puffy. I will tell you this, the smaller the sections, the nicer the braid's going to look. Okay?